Good evening. Let me start by telling you a story about a single mother of three. She has three children who was tired of trading time for dollars, time for pounds, while running two demanding businesses. The thing is that she knew that she had something valuable to teach, but she had no audience, no following, and no idea where to start online. Within weeks of working with me, she had her first three paying clients for a digital course that she had not even finished building yet. An income stream that finally would help her make money when she was not able to work. And the method that she used is something that most people in this online space never talk about. So tonight, I'm going to show you exactly what it is and how you can use it this week. Welcome back to Digital Income Night School. We're live. This is week 2, night 8. So today is Wednesday. My name is Na. I've made over $500,000 online through digital products and affiliate marketing, and I help beginners build their very first digital income stream. And tonight, talking to you through Rosina's story, I'm going to show you the most powerful lesson of this entire week. Right, there are two things that I haven't taught you yet. Two things that that will completely change how you think about getting your first sale, even if you have zero followers. Okay, so if you've joined us, stay to the end. This is a session that will make everything I've been teaching you so far click. So obviously, one of the things that I like to do before we get started is make sure that if you're watching me, if you've come across my live on YouTube or Facebook, but you haven't actually registered, then there we go. Yes, register for night school. The link is on the screen. And once you do that, you're also going to get my AI niche finder guide instantly. It doesn't take very long. You just need to put in your name and email and you can register for that. Okay, so let me take that off the screen. Now let's get into the meat of today. So when Rosina came to me, she had no online audience. I don't even know if she had a social media accounts, no following, no email list, no YouTube channel, nothing in terms of, having an audience or having followers. She had absolutely nothing. What she did have though was, I believe, 10 plus years of real experience running a cleaning business. She knew how to start a cleaning business. She knew how to get clients, both how do you even say them? Commercial clients, but also home. I don't know what it's called, domestic clients. So different types of clients, how to build a team, how to price, how to market locally. And when I worked with her through my niche finder process, one of the things we discovered was something very interesting. We discovered that there is a lot, enormous demand online for exactly the knowledge that she had. But you see, this is what we found when we dug a little bit deeper. It was not just people are searching for how to start a cleaning business. Anybody can Google that. The real questions that people were searching for were more specific. How do I get my first paying clients? How do I price my services so that I'm not constantly being undercut by competitors? How do I source good quality cleaning materials at prices that will still allow me to run the business profitably? What if I don't want to do the cleaning myself? How will I find reliable cleaners? How do I manage them? How do I get them to their shifts? All of those types of questions were things that we discovered people were actually searching for, real problems that people who want to start a cleaning business had. Okay, and those are the types of things that only somebody who has done it before would actually know the answers to. And Rosina was one of those people. She had answers to all of them. After running her cleaning business for 10 plus years, she had answers that Google search could not provide. Okay, she'd made those mistakes. She'd had to figure out her pricing. She'd had to, lose contracts, find out how much the other people were charging, how to price appropriately, how to find the best cleaning materials. Because if you're running a cleaning business, the materials you use could make or break your business. If you are using, not good quality materials and your cleaning work is not up to scratch, you're going to lose your contract. She built the team. She had the insider knowledge and knew that if I was able to help her package it correctly, it was something that would be worth paying for. I've talked about this in previous live streams. a lot of the time you think that what you know doesn't have value until you do this niche finder exercise, you do the research, and you'll be amazed that people are searching for what you know, things that you can do. You just be sleeping and we tap you and we say, how do you where do you find materials for your cleaning business? She's like, oh, go to the shop, go to the shop. Oh, but don't buy from here, buy in bulk from here. Things that she knows offhand because she's lived it, but she didn't realize that um it's something she could teach online until we went through that niche finder exercise. It was a big eye opener for her. It's one of the reasons I tell everybody, when you register for Night School and you get that AI niche finder guide, take some time and go through it. It's going to be an eye opener for you. Anyway, let's get back to Rosina. So what she did is she created a 6-week live program. I think it was 6 weeks. I didn't message her to confirm. It's either 6 or 8 weeks. But she created a 6-week live program, and the content of what she was going to teach was going to cover every one of those problems that we discovered in detail. And one of the things that we did is we added something that made it even more valuable. So she had like her standard price for people who would pay to join her program. But then we added a VIP upgrade option. And this is where her team would be able to help somebody who was a complete beginner create their marketing flyers, build their websites, and help show them how to sign their very first clients, show them personally. So not just give them information, not just tell them how to do it, but actually done for you service. And she was able to charge extra for that. Okay. And now this is where most people would stop and say something like, okay, I need to go and thank you for giving me the structure. Now I'm going to build this full course before I sell it. And I've said this before, that is a mistake, right? Rosina didn't build the course first. She sold it first. It's something that I call pre-selling. And it's one of the most powerful things that you can do as a beginner. If you are now starting, trying to create your first digital product, trying to launch, pre-selling is one of the most powerful things that you can do. So let me explain what pre-selling actually is. Okay. So when you pre-sell, that's when you make your offer to your ideal clients, whoever they are. You've already identified them. And then you take payments before your product is fully built. You are not selling. It's not like I'm saying sell something that doesn't exist. Like no, it's not about scamming them or lying to them or anything like that. Far from it. What it is, you've already done the work, right? You've created the structure. You know what goes into it. So you're selling a promise of a transformation that you can deliver. You've already thought about it. You know what things to teach for each module. You know what resources to bring in. You've thought about it. The structure is this. You know that you have the expertise to actually help them. It's just that the full course is not fully recorded yet. I hope that all makes sense. But that's absolutely fine because you see, your buyers are not paying. I said this yesterday as well. Your buyers are not paying for the recording. They're not paying for the video. They're paying for the outcome. They're paying for the transformation. I don't have a cleaning business. At the end of your program, do I have a cleaning business? Yes or no? That's what they are paying for. Do I know how to start it? Can I get my first client? Do I know where to go and find XYZ so that I can actually run my business properly? Yes or no? That's all they care about. Okay. And that's what Rosina was selling. Okay. So not a course, but a pathway to a new income, new business, etc. And this is exactly what we did with my husband's DevOps program. That's when I first saw how powerful this can be. We sold it before we finished building it. And then we had our first 9 students who paid $997 each and, made nearly 10K in the account before we had taught the first lesson. Then we built it week by week, live sessions on Zoom. And those first students became part of the process of making the product even better because they were given live feedback. They were asking questions, which would prompt, my husband Prince to say, oh, okay, let me add this thing. So actually the program that he ended up building became richer and better because he had the involvement of the real students in it. So if you pre-sell, you are not selling before you create it as a way of scamming people. No, it's a way that allows you to go live and make some money before you finish building and wasting time building the whole program. So you pre-sell first, then you build and you deliver. I hope that all makes sense. But let me tell you something else. So Rosina had another problem. fine. She knows her stuff. She knows it like the back of her hand. She can teach somebody how to start a cleaning business. Now, the problem she had is, who is she going to sell it to? She had no audience to sell it to. This is where I taught her something that I want you to pay close attention to. So if you're watching me, grab a pen and paper and write this down, okay? Because this concept, it changes everything for somebody starting from zero. If you're a complete beginner listening to me, this is going to help you. So she didn't wait to build her audience. She borrowed someone else's audience. This is the part that I want you to pay close attention to. Okay, so because Rosina did not find this opportunity by going online, cold messaging strangers, what she did is she looked at her existing network and then she asked herself two questions. Who in my network has this problem? Who can I sell this to? Who do I know who would benefit from starting a cleaning business? But then she also asked herself, who in my network knows somebody who has this problem? I hope that's making sense. That second question is what changed everything. Because in her network, I mean, Rosina is a family friend, so we both know this person that I'm talking about. There was somebody in her network who already ran a live group. He had an audience of people who maybe were looking at ways to start a business on the side, as how do you say it, aspiring entrepreneurs, right? People who had a job and maybe were looking for something else, a second side hustle, or people who were maybe cleaners themselves and they're thinking, couldn't I do this for myself instead of working for someone else? Somebody she already had a relationship with, somebody who trusted her enough to give her that platform. So it's not like she found a stranger with an audience. She found a friend who had one. And it's very, very likely. Have you ever said, wow, the world is so small? You see, that concept applies to business too. It's very likely that someone you know knows somebody who can help you or knows somebody who has the exact problem you can help solve. So the audience that you need is probably one or two connections away from where you are standing right now. And that's the audience you're going to sell your digital product to. I hope I'm making sense. If you are watching me live, comment yes if all of this is making sense. You understand what I'm saying. There are people in your network right now who have communities. They have WhatsApp groups with people. Maybe they have a podcast with an audience. They have audiences filled with your ideal buyers. Not strangers, but people you already know. And many of those people with communities like that, they are looking for interesting guests, contributors, experts that they can bring value to their audience. So in this case, even though Rosina knew the person, she paid to come onto the show to present to that person's audience. The person interviewed her. She was able to share her story, how she runs a business, how she's a mom, busy mom, what she's learned, how it's been profitable, what she's been able to do with the revenue, the profit, how it's changed her life, all of the reasons why it's good for a single mom or somebody who's looking for all those things. She was able to share all of that. And then here's something that she did. She didn't go onto that platform and sell directly like everybody should buy my come into my program. What she did is that she then invited those people to join her free Zoom session. So she used that audience to attract them to a freebie. That's something I'm going to talk about a little later. The concept of running something, giving something of value in exchange for somebody's attention, exchange for somebody's email, their name, so that you can start building a relationship with them, so that you can start selling to them, you see. So what she did is she's created a simple Zoom registration, and then she told those people, sign up to this Zoom registration on these dates in the future. I'm going to be running a webinar about how to start a cleaning business. Then she ran the webinar. She talked on that webinar, shared her experience, talked about how she can help people. And at the end of the webinar, she made an offer. Do you see? So here is why we chose this approach specifically for Rosina. So in her case, her program, we priced it between $197 and $397. If you are starting and creating your first digital products and you are creating something that's over $100, I've said this before, if it's under $50, people can buy without seeing you, without knowing you. They don't even need to know your credentials. If you talk to their pain points, they might be willing to pay for it. Above $100, at $200, $300, $400, $500, $997, people need to see you. They need to see you teach. They need to see if they can trust your expertise. They need to experience a little bit of what it is to learn from you. So a free webinar gives them exactly that. And once you're able to teach and establish your credentials, authority, by the time you make your offer at the end, they've already experienced some value. So then making the sale becomes a natural next step. And when Rosina ran her webinar, 3 people signed up, and one of those people upgraded to her VIP program. So you see, she started with making an appearance on somebody's borrowed platform to someone's audience, driving them to a free webinar on Zoom, talking on that Zoom, doing her Zoom presentation, and at the end of it, she had her first sales ranging from 197 to 397. I don't know the details of who paid what, but I know one person upgraded to her VIP, and she had 0 followers of her own before her program was even fully built. You see. And here's what happens next, and this is the part that most people miss. So I want you to pay close attention. You see, Rosina taught the program. The idea was that she would teach the program live, then she would get a recording, and then she could edit that recording and make that an on-demand version, which she could sell at a lower price point, because now it's not a live program. It's a pre-recorded thing that people can buy on demand. She could easily price that under, depending on what she puts into it, she could price it at $47, $37, or $97 to people who want to learn at their own pace. That's how you can, if you want to create a digital product and you don't want to spend too much time building it, you can teach it live and then take the recording, edit it, and that can then become your on-demand digital product. Do you see? So you start from live with a higher ticket, mid tickets, and then you get a product which you can then price under $100. And that's how she will now have her live program, which she charges one price for, her VIP upgrade, which she charges more for, and then her on-demand lower price tickets. So if you're sitting here wondering, can I create a digital program? Can I create a digital product? But nobody knows me. I have no audience. There's nobody I can sell to. I hope that you've seen through Rosina's example how you can do it and borrow someone else's audience. And if you don't, if you look in your network and you don't know anybody who knows anybody, you can go on public platforms, search like Facebook groups, search for a problem, a search term that your potential clients might be searching for. What's a problem that they have that your product can help solve? How are they thinking about it? What sort of words are they using to describe it? Search for those types of terms on a Facebook group. And now we have WhatsApp channels. We have Instagram. Look on Instagram, see who is talking about it. Look at the audience, see how many how do you say it? How many followers the person has. That's a platform. Maybe they can, who has a podcast? Do you get it? I hope all of that is making perfect sense. So think about who in your niche already has the people that you want to reach, right? If your product is helping new mothers, like I just said, Facebook, who has a group of mothers? Even church, mothers fellowship, women's fellowship, there will be mothers in there. PTA, there are mothers there. Where else? Think where could you find somebody who has the audience that you are looking for? If it's something to do with career, who on LinkedIn could you talk to? I hope all of what I'm saying is making sense. And offer genuine value first, right? You're not going to them and saying, hello, my name is Rosina. I'm starting a business teaching people how to start a cleaning business. So you've worked really hard to build your audience, can I just come and sell to your audience? In Rosina's case, she paid to go on that platform. If the person has never thought about paying and charging people to come on the platform, maybe you could offer some sort of revenue share with them and say, if I sell on your platform and I get 5 people who buy, my product is going to be $197. I might offer you $30 out of it, $40 out of it. That is affiliate marketing. That is commission share. And you are selling or giving them a percentage of future revenue. So it doesn't even have to come out of your pocket right then. Then it's, if I make a sale, then I give you a percentage of the revenue. Okay. But then you go onto that platform and you give them value. After you've delivered value, then you make a simple, clear offer. Not a hard sell, just an invitation. If you want to go deeper on this, if you want my step-by-step system, this is how you can work with me. Some of those people will say yes, maybe not all of them. So either you go and you offer them something free, and then when you make a sale, you come back to the person who gave you the audience and you give them a percentage. Or if the opportunity exists, you sell directly on that platform. Okay, so borrowing an audience is one strategy. But I also want to give you the simplest starting point, because maybe not everybody is ready to go and appear on someone else's show. So your warm network is always your first step. Trust me, the people on your phone contact list, whether you use Telegram or WhatsApp, the people who already know you, the people who already trust you, who already know that you are somebody who knows about this topic, you can send them a direct message, a personal and specific message. You can say something like, "Hi, I know that you've been dealing with X. I've put together something that I think could really help. Can I share the details of my program with you?" Right? One conversation, one yes, one payment. Remember, I talked about this. Your goal when you create your first digital product is to build belief, to show you that your knowledge, the problem you can help solve, has value in the marketplace and somebody would be willing to pay for it. So that conversation, that first yes, gives you that proof, that confidence. Okay? And here's the thing about pre-selling in that context. Like I said before, you don't need to finish creating the product to have that conversation. You just need to know what you're going to deliver and be able to talk about, I'm going to be creating a digital product on XYZ to help XYZ person with XYZ problem. Right? I hope you are following me. So Rosina sold before she built her program. She borrowed an audience she did not have, and she made her first sale from that appearance on someone else's platform. So I want to ask you, what could you do this week with that model? If you are listening to me, drop your idea in the comments. Who do you know, or who could you contact who might have that audience, or the people who you could potentially sell your digital product to? Start thinking. I want the how do you say it, the bells to be ringing in your head, or whatever the expression is. I want you to start thinking, what could you do this week? And it's not as if you've created the course yet, or it's just an idea for now, but you are finding out, is there anybody interested? Is there somebody could I get you on a wait list? When my product is ready to go live, I'll let you know. Okay? And if you are not yet clear on what your digital product idea could be, you don't yet know, out of my life experience, my work experience, my career experience, the challenges I've faced in life, XYZ things are things I've gone through, and I know I can help somebody solve these problems. If you're not yet clear on that, then register for night school, because when you register for night school, you will get my AI niche finder guide. It's designed to help you. It will literally, the questions I've put in there, they will pull out of you what you know. Sometimes you don't even remember the things you've gone through. That's one of the blessings of God. After you go through a difficult time, sometimes as time goes on, you forget. So these questions will pull and tease those things out of you. How did you feel? What problem was it? How did you solve it? And is there someone who is going through the same thing, similar thing, that you can help? Okay, so grab my AI niche finder guide, register for night school, and when you do that, you will get that AI niche finder guide. This is what it looks like. It's a PDF, but it's also a Google Doc. So I think I give you both versions. So those of you who are more comfortable with Word or PDFs, you can get that. But if you're also more comfortable with Google Docs, you can use that as well. You answer the questions, and then you copy paste the ChatGPT prompt I give you into the free version of ChatGPT. This one doesn't need a paid version of ChatGPT. You pay, or even Claude, the free version. Copy and paste the prompts in there, and at the end of it, it will, those prompts I've given you, their power prompts. They will pull out, these are the 10 ways you could make money online with a digital product. This is how much you can charge for it. This is the type of person who would buy something like this. Okay, I hope that all makes sense. Once you know what's possible, you get the energy to put some effort into actually creating your digital product. Okay, so if you are just joining us, I've been talking for about 25 minutes. If you've just joined us midstream and you're wondering who is this lady, my name is Na, and I've been able to make over 500K online, $500,000 online. And now I help beginners build their first digital income stream from scratch. Okay, and what you're watching is Digital Income Night School. It's free every weekday, Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. GMT or 10 p.m. British Standard Time. And you can register free. If you're watching the replay, the link will be in the description or possibly the first pinned comment. So you register so you get reminders, and also follow me on YouTube. My YouTube Instagram handle is Digital Income with Shika. It's all one word. So that's on the screen there as well. Okay. So this evening, I've shown you two things that people in this space, people who teach people how to make money online, maybe they're not talking about it clearly enough. Number one, you can pre-sell before you waste time building. Not even waste time. Pre-sell so that you know you get sales, right? Before you spend and invest too much time, energy, resources building the product. And borrow an audience if you don't yet have one. Both of these strategies work if you have 0 followers. Both of these strategies work. They can work for you this week. Rosina and I worked on her digital product. I want to say like within a week, we had come up with everything, gone on that individual's platform, talked, registered for the Zoom webinar, everything. I want to say within a week or 2 weeks, it was done. So this week, if you want to start and create something that you can use to start making another income source, passive income, you can start this week. Okay, so if you've been thinking about creating that second source of income for a while now, right, you want an income stream that doesn't depend on your energy every single day, something that you can create once and sell forever without necessarily having to show up every time a sale is made. So whether you're awake or asleep, working, resting, somebody can find your product, see that it solves a problem for them, buys it. That's what a digital product does. Then what you want to do is grab my digital income jumpstart. Yes, the link is on the screen. Grab the digital income jumpstart because it shows you how to build that digital product, and it's in one sitting. I show you how to go from having an idea to having a product to a live page with a link you can start sharing with your warm audience or your bored audience. Okay, so not next week. Today is Wednesday. Not next week. A week today, you can have everything done this week. And digital income what am I saying? Yes, digital income jumpstart. I normally sell it for $97, but for everybody who is part of my night school audience, you're watching me, you can grab it at that link for just $37. And it's worth more than it's worth, I don't remember, I think it's worth like $400 or $500 in terms of everything that I give you, all the resources that you get when you pay for that. And it's not just what you get, right? It's how it helps you to actually create your first digital product, or at least create the shell of it, so you can start talking about it, so you can start charging for it. Okay, so it shows you step by step. Now, digital income jumpstarts is creating your digital product, but there are a few other things that you need to know: marketing, how to sell, all of that. So if you want the complete system, right, not just your first products, but a full roadmap with additional income streams, then you can grab Digital Wealth Academy. That's the program that I'm personally recommending. I personally have spent well over 15. Look, when I say I've spent 15,000, it's not true. Maybe it's double. what I've invested to learn everything that I know about making money online, right? Over years that I've been doing this. DWA and DBA. DWA is the resource that I found that brings all of that together in one place. And it's self-paced, you have lifetime access, but it shows you everything that you need to create your product, to how to market your product, whether you're marketing it for free on social media, or whether you're marketing it on Facebook groups, or whether you're using Facebook ads. These are all the things that once you've created your product, these are the new questions that will come. Okay, now I've created it. How do I sell it? Okay, I've created it. How do I market it? Okay, I've taught live on Zoom. How do I edit it and make it into a digital product that I can sell on demand? How do I use Canva? Okay, I want to create my marketing. I don't know how to create a flyer. I don't know how to create a Facebook reel. How do I do all of that? DWA gives you the training so that you know how to do all of these things. So if you want the full package, my top recommendation is that you get DWA. Okay. So the link for that also is showing up on the screen right now. So grab DWA if you are ready. Like I've been talking for how many, 8 or 9 nights now. You are convinced, you know what, I want to do this. I want to get started with digital income. Grab Jumpstarts, grab the AI Niche Finder, grab DWA, okay? With full chest, I'm recommending it. All right, so I'm going to take those links off the screen. If you're watching the replay, it should, the links will be in the description or the first pinned comment, okay? So tomorrow evening, Thursdays, what I do is I'm answering your digital marketing questions live. Whatever you're stuck on, if you've watched my videos and you have a question, there is nothing like a silly question. There's nothing like a silly question. I will answer any and all questions. Okay, so just put it in the comments. Ask me anything. How do I find my first buyer? I've talked about it. How do I price? How do I know whether I should charge 67 or 37, 27 or 97? How do I get started? If you have a question about digital marketing, how do I get into digital marketing if I want to stay hidden? Which store should I apply? Whatever your questions are, okay? If you have a question about digital marketing, digital products, making money online, passive income, multiple income streams, bring it tomorrow. I'll answer it live. And specifically, if this evening session actually raised a question for you about pre-selling and borrowing an audience, running a webinar, making your first sale, those are the types of questions that I want to hear. Okay, ask me those questions. I'll answer them for you tomorrow. So you can ask me your questions beforehand so I can prepare, or you can bring it live and you ask whilst I'm doing the broadcast tomorrow. So tomorrow evening, Thursday, 9 p.m. GMT or 10 p.m. British Standard Time, UK time. Okay, we'll be right here. So that brings us to the end of this evening's session. Good night and see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to like this live stream. Don't forget to share it if you know somebody who also needs to create their first digital product so they have an additional income stream. All right. So see you tomorrow and have a blessed evening.